I just spent an embarrassing amount of time up in the back cave trying to do a review of this song. I think I took like 5 takes. And this is why I'm not in a lot of my videos. I mean, I'm only in a couple out of the hundreds on the channel. Maybe like a dozen, more than a couple. But yeah, I'd do it and then I'd watch it back and just be like, no. And then do another one, watch it back, be like, no. I just obsess over dumb shit. Like, you know, the way I'd, just stupid things. Like, you know, I turn my head weird there. I don't like that. So, I'm just going to do it this way. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about it. It's good. I mean, it sounds good. The production on it's great. It's like a garage, it's almost a garage rock style kind of thing. Like, how they lean into that sort of Seeds, 60s guitar rock, Nuggets compilation type of sound. It's cool. It doesn't knock me over the way like Keep 'Em Alive did. Or even the first single from the album before that. Visconti produced one. It's good. It's good. I mean, I'm happy. I'm glad we got a new one coming. You know, I'm grateful for that. They're one of the, you know, all-time favorites for me. One of the greats. And everybody sounds good. It's they have a new drummer that I don't know much about, but you know, sounds fine. I don't know about that middle 8 part they get into. I don't know what happens. It's like the song takes this really hard left into this kind of psychedelic stuff. But that's kind of like a Captain type thing. He likes doing that. But it's going to be a grower for sure. It's one of those things that it's going to take a while for me to get into. It's not as immediate as like some of the other stuff, you know. But I like it. It's good. I watched the video there too, and you know, the Goodbanian sounds great as always. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. I like it, and there you go. That's all there was to it. I spent an hour doing different variations of that, you know, and then like deleting it because I don't like the face I made at 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's madness. There's some kind of psychological thing going on there. And like, I don't mind photographs. I've been in bands and involved in music my whole life, basically. I've done plenty of photo sessions. I don't mind photos of me being taken on stage. It's all good. Now, when we were at our busiest, right, the early part of the century, YouTube wasn't a thing. We were active 2001 to 2007, and then we briefly got back together in 2015. But so there wasn't a video component to our stuff. There's a couple clips here and there. People filmed shows. I know. I've seen some, but other than like a few clips on YouTube, a few interviews, there's not a lot of stuff out there because it wasn't a priority, because there was nowhere to put a video, right? So yeah, I don't know what it is. This is turning from a review to the damned into my own personal neuroses. But yeah, I'm psyched. You know, I'm psyched to hear the album. I'm just glad they're still around and making new music. I mean, a lot of older, what I guess could be considered legacy acts, a lot of them make a point like, well, there's no use in making new material, you know, and I know to some extent, sure, I mean, there's no financial incentive. If anything, it costs you money, but it means a lot to people. And it helps you to freshen up the whole act, you know. You can go on, you have a theme to go with, you know. It's just what bands always did, you know. It's kind of I wouldn't say expected, but it's good. Like, that's what you want as a fan. Like, you want new music to get into. You want a whole new album. I'm fucking psyched to hear this thing. And Invisible Man will probably grow on me. It's just, I think the word I'm looking for is slight. You know, it's cool, but it's not kicking my ass. It's not kicking my ass. It may in time begin to kick my ass, but right now it's just not. It's not, but it's good. The production sounds great. You know, these guys always get a good sound. Unlike a lot of other bands that do record and release new music, The Damned doesn't do it very often. I mean, there's only like a handful of records since the beginning of the century where we have Grave Disorder. So Guess Who's Paranoid was singing that album? Probably one of the ones I like the least. It sounds like a Captain solo album. And when I say I like it the least, it's still fucking awesome. I'll play it right now. I'll listen to it right now. I was going to say that about this new track. Reminds me of something that might be done around the Not of This Earth kind of time, which is my actual least favorite album. Only because it wasn't supposed to be a damned album. It was just a bunch of songs that were written by, oh God help me, what's his name? He's a legit guy from back in the day. He was involved in the scene, and he's like a legitimate punk rock dude. But I don't think he had the Damned in mind when he was writing these songs. If anything, I think maybe him and Rat had an idea to get a band together. And then the idea came up at one point, hey, if we get Dave to sing on this. So it's not really a Damned album to me. But, you know, I think this new song, sound-wise, kind of fits into that. The American Garage kind of sound. You know, like I said, the Seeds kind of thing. Which is a big part of their whole deal. And it has a little goth kind of overtones. Monty sounds great. It's weird because he's like a newer guy. Newer by like 30 years. But if you're a fan just coming to the Damned new, it's almost like you would think he was an original member, because it feels like he just fits in with them so well. And he sounds great. His choices, that's the thing about a keyboard player. I mean, you have a guy playing keyboards. It's not so much about their technical proficiency, you know, although that does come into play. It's about the choices they make for sounds. And I love what he does. He's great. And then that Paul Gray there is awesome. He's been back for a while, but I'm just glad to see him back with them. I mean, if he's not going to be with UFO, then The Damned is where he should be. I don't think UFO's together anymore. But anyway, yeah, so he's in it. I mean, Captain, of course, Dave. And there's a new drummer, and I don't really know much about him, but it sounds fine. You know, the production's great. Like all their stuff, they always make good sounding records. And this seems to be no exception, man. I mean, it's I dig it. It's good. It's just not as immediate as, say, like maybe Keep 'Em Alive was. It's too bad they didn't make a whole album at that time, because it felt like they were onto something during the period of that EP. But you know, whatever. The songs they cranked out there were good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the whole thing. It's gonna be good. You know, I can almost guarantee that. And it'll be a money back guarantee. So if you don't like it, I'll reimburse you. Even if you didn't buy it, I'll reimburse you. Yeah. I stand by that. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.